Hey guys, it's Dan, your host, your D Interviews, and today I'm back for another video for The Walking Dead, The Ones Who Live. And in today's video, we're going to be doing our weekly Walking Dead universe Q&A video leading up to Season 1. Alright guys, this one's going to be doing a review today. This one's going to be doing a review for the Walking Dead universe. This one's going to be doing our weekly Walking Dead universe Q&A video for this week. I do apologize for being a little bit late on this one. Obviously, I was sick this past week, and I had, a lot of stuff going on with, of course, the Ones Who Live trailer. We had the new character series, of course, starting up, the versus matchup type of series. So we had a lot of stuff going on. I've kind of put these Q&As on the back burner for the last, almost 2 weeks now. But we're back. We're going to answer some questions from you guys based off the Ones Who Live trailer, of course, and some of the ones you guys left a few weeks ago as well, too. I want to power through some of those. So we're going to go through those. I hope you guys enjoyed the Ones Who Live content. We're going to continue that probably going into next week as well, too. Some discussion topics that I definitely had based off the trailer, because the trailer was very, very lengthy in terms of just, stuff to discuss, stuff to talk about. A lot of really awesome things in that trailer, so we're definitely going to keep going with some of the discussion topics based off of that amazing trailer for Ones Who Live. So, getting started for today with Malutin, who says, Dan, after the trailer, I definitely have this theory now. Do you think that Jadis will take over from Major General Beal, maybe even kill Major General Beal, and take over as the CRM leader? No, I don't think so. I don't think anybody could take over from Major General Beal without people questioning it, at least for now. Maybe towards the end of the Walking Dead franchise, let's say, when the Walking Dead universe finally does come to an end, maybe Rick will be the guy to take over that position, and that's how the Walking Dead will end. Is Rick taking over the CRM and turning it into the good that it should be, that would be awesome. But I don't think that's going to be anytime soon. So I definitely don't think that that's going to happen with Jadis. Jadis just doesn't seem like the type of person to me that would be able to lead properly. She barely did a good job when it comes to killing those kids in World Beyond. So no, I don't think Jadis is going to be the leader of the CRM. No. I just don't think it makes any sense. I don't think it fits, to be honest. I also don't think that she's as tough as Major General Beal. I know some people say he's kind of older and stuff, but he's a skilled military soldier, that served two terms in Vietnam War. I don't see a scenario where she can just take him out and that would be it. He seems way too wise for that type of stuff. He also feels like one of those type of guys that would probably be on the Jadis a little bit, kind of be like, okay, you lived in a junkyard for all those years, we traded with you and stuff, but you seem kind of sketchy a lot. I don't think that necessarily Major General Beal is going to be fully trusting of Jadis. I just think he's like, oh, well, that's another soldier for me, so there you go, I don't think he necessarily puts all of his faith into Jadis and that type of stuff. And I don't think Jadis would have the power to be able to take him out. No. Next one comes from Brian Akeem, who says that, Dan, do you think that Terry O'Quinn as Major General Beal will only be a one-season villain? Because he is old, and not to mention, not only is he an older guy, but maybe there will be other villains later on after this show, because he is an expensive actor and an older actor. So, well, as for the age thing, Brian, let me introduce you to a character named Mike Ehrmantraut, played by a guy that's about to turn 80 years old, and he is one of the most badass characters of all of TV. So, Major General Beal being old does not mean anything. He's barely 70 years old, and Mike Ehrmantraut is 10 plus years older than that, and he is one of the most badass characters. Actually, let me correct. He is probably the most badass character of all TV, if you ask me. So, yeah, no, I don't think that age is something that matters here. As long as the actor is good and as long as the performance is good, then I don't see a problem with it. I really don't, Unless he's like a 100-year-old man walking around with a freaking cane or something like that, okay, I'll agree with that. But just because you're 70 years old doesn't mean that you can't be a great villain, doesn't mean you can't be a great actor. I think that is, no, that's absolutely not the fact at all. Now, I will say this, though. In terms of him being in one season, oh, man, I hope not. I really hope not. Because here's the thing. if he's in one season, what has been this buildup, you know? Because, look, I know you can do a lot in 6 episodes. I know you're adapting 3 movies here. But at the same time, it feels like there's so much more that you could do with him, you know? And if they kill him off and then put Jadis in charge, the fear level is going to just go down. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not scared of Jadis, you know? Like, she has some moments in the world beyond where she's pretty intimidating. I do agree with that. But it's because it's in the world beyond, and practically nobody is scary. So, you know, being in the main Walking Dead franchise with the main shows, you know, like Ones Who Live and stuff like that, this crossover event that we're getting, Major General Beal, especially if he's responsible for any of the events that happened in Atlanta, which we talked about in the trailer breakdown, this guy definitely has to be in more than 6 episodes. This guy is a big deal if he had something to do with that stuff back in the day, you know? So, no, 6 episodes, it could work, but you gotta do more. You absolutely gotta do more. And I don't think he's too old for it at all. I really don't. I think he is gonna be a fine actor. And I think he's going to do a fantastic job regardless of his age. I don't think that affects him whatsoever. Next one comes from Chad Meyer, who says that, Dan, do you think that Morgan will be in The Ones Who Live? Do you see a scenario where these two are back together again in this show? Mainly because I just feel like the story would not really be complete without seeing these two back together again. And I know that Lenny James said he was done and that he refuses to come back, but he said that if something interesting happens, he would. So do you think this is what that's going to be? Yeah, you know, a lot of the fans, I know a lot of people are saying, like, you know, we gotta have some kind of reunion in some way, shape, or form between Rick and Morgan. And I agree. Here's the thing. Minus Rick and Daryl, because that, to me, is my most hyped reunion. Rick and Daryl, I mean, that's like just the bromance of TV right there, you know? But Rick and Morgan is definitely up there too, you know? Those two are the ones that started The Walking Dead. Those two are the ones that made The Walking Dead what it is, and for some reason people forget about that, so I'll remind you again. The reason why you have your little precious world beyond and your little, you know, stupid spin-off land and all this stuff is because Rick and Morgan started this, you know? And that's the important thing to remember. Rick and Morgan are responsible for why everything is happening, you know? Because if there wasn't a fan base for those two characters in that pilot episode, this show would have sank, and we would have never had a franchise, and we would have never had anything else, you know? Those two are why we have The Ones Who Live, you know? Because otherwise, people wouldn't have cared about Rick. They probably would have killed him off, you know? So, it goes to show you what two characters can do. And I would love to see Morgan. I still think there's a chance that we get a small post-credit sequence in this show. I think that's all they'll do, unfortunately. But I do think there's a chance we have a small post-credit at the end of 106 to set up something else. I do. And probably with Morgan, to be honest. That's what I think. But we'll have to see. You know, we'll have to see. It's very up in the air, but I do think that we could get something. Absolutely. I definitely could see something like that going down. I don't know when in the timeline that Morgan will end up finding Rick, you know, if it'll take him a couple years, but, you know, maybe let Mo grow older a little bit and get a better actress, but, you know, there you go. You know, it's either way, it'll be cool. It'll be cool to see. And, well, next one comes from TV Pete, who says that, Dan, do you think that Michonne's story will be as interesting as Rick's story? I am a little bit worried about that. Also, do you think that Jadis is going to try to kind of, you know, get up there in the ranks, and then Rick will run away, and Jadis will have to, at that point, kind of get punished by Major General Beal because Rick ran away? And do you think Jadis will suffer her position in the CRM because of that? Yes, I think Jadis will be affected by the CRM and all that stuff once she is pinned on the fact that Rick got away. Because Rick's gonna get away, you know? So that's the thing. Once that happens, yeah, Beal is gonna be pissed at Jadis, because I feel like Beal is going to almost like Dwight and Daryl in season 7. You know, like how Dwight, you know, had the task of keeping Daryl in jail, you know, in season 7 of the main show. That's what I feel like this will be with Jadis. It'll be like, Jadis, this Rick Grimes, that's your project, you know? That is your assignment. You get him on our side, you know? Like, that's what I feel like it'll be. And when Rick runs away with Michonne, probably, that's when it'll be like, oh my god, like, what the hell did you do? Like, you know, that type of thing. Her role as a major soldier, I think, will definitely be affected in this show. Maybe even get her killed. I don't know what Major General Beal, you know, his rules are like, but we're about to find out. Does she get arrested? Does she just get slightly, you know, less, you know, important? Does she get killed, executed, type of stuff? I don't know. Trial by combat? Like, I really have no idea. I don't know what, you know, the punishments are yet. But I'm excited to find out. I'm excited to find out what Beal's kind of system is and what he does and stuff like that. He seems pretty level-headed and pretty organized so far. So I'm definitely, I'm a little scared, you know, which is a good thing. I haven't been scared for a Walking Dead villain in a long time, you know, since like the Negan days, you know. Like, I'm actually genuinely scared of what this guy's going to be able to do. So I'm very excited. I'm excited to have that feeling back, you know, for The Walking Dead. Yeah, it's going to be cool. And well, in terms of Michonne's story not being as interesting as Rick's story, what can I say about that? Well, you know, that one, it's kind of a given because Rick is the story that we're more interested in seeing, obviously, what Rick's been doing and Major General Beal and stuff like that, you know. So I do agree about that. But I don't think it's going to tamper too much on Michonne's story. I think Michonne's story looks really good. Not to mention, it's definitely going to intertwine with Rick's story at one point, so Michonne's story is not going to be solo for that long, you know? Maybe for like the first 2 episodes, 3 episodes, stuff like that, and then she'll probably find Rick, you know? So I wouldn't worry too much about that. I think Michonne's plot looks really good, you know? I'm interested in seeing the group that she's with, the Western medieval type of group, you know? I'm definitely interested in seeing what they're kind of like, what their story is, if they have anything to do with the CRM, you know? Like if they're like defects or something, I don't know. But yeah, definitely, that's going to be an interesting plot for sure. Then final one comes from Bryson, who says that, Dan, do you think that Michonne will tell Rick everything that he needs to know? I'm talking the Whispers, I'm talking Jocelyn's group, the fact he has a son. Do you think he'll find out about all the people that died while he's gone? All that type of stuff. I know that this show is a CRM-involved show, which means they probably will not have much time to discuss this type of stuff. But do you think Michonne will update Rick on everything that happened? Yeah, he needs to get updated. I have to see that for sure. That's kind of a must for me in this show, is when they meet each other, when they get a second to actually talk, you know, first thing she should definitely say is how Judith is doing. And second off is the fact that, yeah, they have a kid. That's definitely the most important part. That's the first, you know, few things that she should mention. And then it'll be like, okay, Rick will ask, like, okay, how's Daryl doing? How's everybody else? And then that's when she explains, you know? And here's the thing. She doesn't know that Daryl's in France. So that's going to be a new development right there, too. She also doesn't know that Maggie's back. So there's even things that she doesn't know, you know? So it's going to be interesting. And I think it'd be kind of a funny line, too, if, like, Michonne says, like, hell, I've been out here looking for you. Who knows what the hell has happened, you know, since we've left, you know, like, I think that'd be a funny line to be like, who knows what else is going on, you know, so, yeah, that'd be very, very cool if they had a line like that. I think they will, you know, I don't think they're going to cheap out on that type of stuff, but, again, we'll have to see, because you're right, it is very CRM focused. Now, if there's extra content with Rick and Michonne after this, then awesome, but I don't think that's what it is, so, yeah, they gotta mention that in this show, 100%. But anyway, guys, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Thank you all for your amazing Q&A comments and questions. Did you enjoy the Ones Who Live trailer? Of course, post some comments down below. We're going to do more Q&As, of course, probably another one next week, so stay tuned for that. And of course, if you're new to the channel and you enjoy videos like this, make sure to click the subscribe button to not miss any other videos of The Walking Dead universe. Make sure to follow me at Dan's The Walking Dead Reviews on Instagram, guys. And of course, I'll see you guys very soon for more videos of The Walking Dead universe. Enjoy the rest of your day, guys, and peace out.